Rye 5 number 2.
Welcome to the Rye 5, where we review and rank our top 5 of whatever the hell I want. I am your host, Rye Snide. I'm joined today with my brother, Corey.
I'm Corey the Curator.
And here we... how's your Saturday going?
This Saturday's good. You know, as you can see, I got the same shirt, got the same hoodie. You know, so it's still rolling along nicely. It's still rolling along nicely.
Nice. And today, I wanted to pick a certain actor that I know that we used to watch his Saturday Night Live.
Speaking of guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I got top 5 Adam Sandler movies today, and boy, that was a hard one. It was hard to pick out, only 5.
Yeah.
But in no particular order. First, I have The Waterboy.
Classic.
And talk about kind of a guilty pleasure.
He went full R in that one.
He did go. He did go. So
I mean, it's. I would
boy.
say it's on par with Leo's performance in Gilbert Grape. I mean, just for going for it.
In its own way, for sure. But his mom was always right.
Always right. All right.
But okay. So what is one of yours?
All right. Well, let's stay in the '90s for a little bit. I got next here another '90s classic, Billy Madison. He fucking another going for it, and that's what's amazing about Adam Sandler. He can have certain things that repeat in his career and his portrayals, but each of his characters,
its own thing.
Definitely. I cross my fingers for one day an Avengers-like movie where all the Adam Sandler characters, it's like a party or something. But Billy Madison is just great for it's a great movie about Arrested Development, a motherfucker who got so rich at such a young age, due to his family and shit, that he just never grew up. And boy, I wish a lot of people would learn from that in today's society.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That was actually my next one here. I had Billy Madison. I mean, it's just a solid movie. It's definitely one of those, if you ever, feeling a little down, you need a little pick-me-up, sit down and watch Billy Madison. Take you back to when you were younger.
God, simpler times, man.
For sure.
Back when peeing your pants was cool.
And Sloppy Joe's, don't they have Sloppy Joe's?
Do they make a reference to Sloppy Joe? Oh my God.
They do.
Because there's the SNL, the famous SNL with Chris Farley.
Sloppy Joe.
Oh my God. I never connected those things.
That's
so
awesome. Solid. But
awesome.
Another one I've got, sticking into older times, Happy Gilmore.
That's also on mine. I think the 3 that we've gone through right now are the trifecta of 90s Adam Sandler.
You know how they have those DVD packs? I need to find
the triple feature. The triple feature.
Get those 3 together, that would sell perfectly.
I would.
So I've got Happy Gilmore. Such a solid movie. I mean, Bob Barker even makes a cameo in that movie.
What does he say?
The price is wrong, bitch.
Never has golf been as cool as in that movie. He makes golf cool.
Caddyshack was pretty good.
Oh, that's true. That's another classic. But yeah.
So
the way he holds it like a fucking hockey stick.
And I've tried golf. You can't hit like that.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I wonder. I never thought about it before, but I wonder, in the behind the scenes, how they, was it a CGI ball? Did they have CGI balls at that point?
The way that it sailed off, it seemed like that. But
yeah.
So what's your next one?
All right. This was tough. But speaking of it's all in the hips, one of the few times the Adam Sandler universe has been connected in a way, Little Nicky. Like, I love Little Nicky. Because that fucking satanic shit, man.
Oh, man.
There's about a pound of grass in that cake. Like, it's... They're listening to Chicago, getting high. I mean, like, what... That movie, I don't know if it just came out, like, at a time of, like, a formative stage of my life, but like so much of that movie has stuck with me. Like,
for sure, the
satanic mythology, you know, the little nods to like the Revelations and shit.
They make a football reference in the movie.
Yeah, dude, it's all over the place. It's all over the place. You got Al Pacino references.
They were in New York, right?
I think it was based in New York. There's a lot of New York love in that movie. There's a lot of New York love in that movie. What's the dog's name? The bulldog's name. He's a trip. I can't remember who did the voice, but yeah, God, man, it's so much of, you know, Adam Sandler. He's one of those people who he brings a lot of the same people in a lot of the time. He does. And it's every time it's more rewarding than the last. Almost the way Tarantino will use like the same people again and again, and it just makes you see how much talent, like, how is no one else hiring these motherfuckers? Like,
truly,
it's so good, man.
Mr. Beefy.
Mr. Beefy. Just going downtown. Yeah, I love that shit. He's like, oh my God, I love, I quote this all the time. Where are you from? The South. The Deep South. Why is that funny? I don't know.
It's kind of what we were, not on my list, but That's My Boy. Do you remember that?
That's My Boy. Yeah.
You said, I remember you made the reference in that movie. You said, if nobody else could do this.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it wasn't Adam Sandler, couldn't have done it.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Let's go next on my list. Click.
I wanted to put this on mine. I was relieved that you put it on yours because it's one of the only Adam Sandler movies that I can remember that has made me cry.
Yeah.
We watched this with our dad, all of us weeping.
I mean, that's only a few movies that's ever made me cry, but Click is so solid. And just truly, just in general, what a solid concept of a movie.
It's a classic concept that you see done so many times, but in that movie it's just so special. I mean, we've all wished we can fast forward through something.
Or pause.
Just
pause, sit there and think about whatever's going on.
Go back.
Rewind. Yeah. Redo things. I mean, it's such a solid... And just to add, the Bed Bath & Beyond concept was solid. Christopher Walken in the movie.
That's solid. Right. I was about to be like, who was the scientist? That was Christopher Walken, who also may have been God. We don't know.
He still can be. I mean, truly, but, so what's your next one?
Oh, man. Going back a little more, let's go back to Mr. Deeds.
Oh,
another classic concept. I believe it was actually a remake of, like, a classic old, like movie or some old franchise, something Mr. Deeds. Let me look that up. Well, what do you remember about Mr. Deeds?
That was one that I need to go back and watch. It was out a little before my time, I think, that I really couldn't, Yeah,
and it's not one that's usually as explored. You would say, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would consider it as an underdog movie, really. That one is... It's
but you had Totoro in it as the butler, and I remember I was so... Yes, it was based on Mr. Deeds Goes to Town and Opera Hat, which were like some 1930s films. Yeah, it was kind of a franchise back then. There might have even been like some other spin-off media, but I was always so enchanted by the idea of a Hawaiian punch fountain.
Yes,
a Hawaiian punch fountain. That was amazing.
Original Red?
Yeah, I think that's what it was in the movie.
Original Red. Is that Fruit Juicy Red or something? Juicy Red.
So good. And also, I'll contribute my fear of frostbite to that movie as well. He had the black foot that he had Totoro like beat.
Is that the?
I'm just kidding. I don't.
Is that one near the end of the movie?
It plays another role later on in the movie, but the part I was talking about was kind of like in the middle. But also the little like when they're in the plane and they're singing Space Oddity, I believe it was, or Major Tom, one of those songs. Oh, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, that's one I need to go back and watch. But my last one, so good.
Sorry, real quick, it's on Netflix. Mr. D's
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay, I will have to watch that one. So number 5, I've got some honorable mentions, but
his whole career, one big honorable mention.
Pretty much. But Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy. I forget that is a Happy Madison production.
It is.
Was he in it? I can't remember if he was in it.
Was he not?
I don't remember him specifically. I know he produced it. He might have wrote it. The main dude was one of the other guys that's always in his movies.
Did my brain fail me?
I could see him having wrote it for himself or commissioned it to be written for himself, but it's like he was too old for the role at that point. I want to say. Because it was, I know Nick Swartz is in it. He's kind of been.
Nick Swartz.
Grandma's Boy was a 1922 movie as well. Is that another one that was just based on like Doris Roberts? Oh my gosh.
Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon was
Jonah Hill was in that movie.
Jonah Hill.
David Spade, Roger. So my brain.
Alan Covert. I think you replaced Alan Covert with Adam Sandler, which I could have seen, but he's one of those. He was the whiny roommate in Little Nicky.
Yeah.
And
wasn't he in? So then I could easily do Big Daddy then.
Big Daddy. One of us had to.
I had to.
One of us had to.
Honestly.
Another tearjerker too.
Truly.
Early appearance of the Sprouse twins. I like that. That was interesting. That was interesting.
That.
Especially in retrospect. Crazy. At the time, you're like, those kids look, familiar when you get to their later stuff.
You go, yeah. See, and I had the thought of I seen their later stuff in that movie.
What have they been up to lately? I wonder. Did one get fat and one get really skinny and sad?
They both are fit-ish. I think
that's good. That's good to hear. It's good to hear.
One of them kind of punched up in one of the shows, but
that always happens with the twin actors for some reason. one begins to consume the other.
Yeah. Isn't that how the Olsen twins were? So, did you have any more?
Oh, the last one I've got to say, my favorite rom-com of all time. Other rom-coms, I'll say I like some of the Ben Stiller ones, but 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates.
Another classic concept, much like Click, was just done in like this different way that you've never seen done before. Like
truly,
it's kind of like she's stuck in a time loop, right?
Yeah.
Which we've seen in things like Groundhog Day and similar things like that, but. This is all in memory. This is all in memory. She's reliving the same day over and over again. I'm trying to think of like another time that's been done in such a way, but Drew Barrymore is just such a doll in that movie. Adam Sandler has this strange charm. I mean, he's always charming in this weird way, kind of the class clown charming, but he was like legit charming in that. He was kind of the straight man. He wasn't really the.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of when you were saying that. I mean, he doesn't have to be in a comedy role per se. Like he doesn't have to directly be. I mean, because you got Anger Management, but I mean, was he supposed to be funny in that?
Management, I forgot about.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson is awesome, just awesome in that movie.
Yeah, he is. I mean, and one that really hard for me not to add in there was The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard, yeah. You being a football guy, I was surprised that wasn't on yours.
It was honestly,
another remake of like an older thing.
It was between that number 5 spot was so, I cannot believe my brain failed me and told me that
Grandma Boy, I mean, I'd say it counts in so much as he was a producer.
It was on
writer.
his IMDb.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think that was kind
of.
He
might have made a weird little cameo. He might have been like that weed character he plays sometimes. He used to do on Saturday Night Live and shit, and then he did in some of the Rob Schneider movies. You could put your weed in there, man. Like he might have done
him in the shop.
yeah. I love those.
But any other honorable mentions that you could throw out there that really
think
just
covered them all? We just have to admit that the Happy Madison productions over time, there are diminishing returns. Like he's done some weird stuff on Netflix recently. That's good. It's good risky stuff.
For sure. There was one I watched. What is the There is one more. There's one more. Is it Gems? Something? Is that what they're called?
Yeah. I feel so bad to admit I have not watched it yet. Maybe that's why it wasn't on my top 5.
Uncut Gems or something.
Uncut Gems. That was it. Because that one's like super serious and apparently sad at some point.
Yeah.
But like funny and that nervous funny, which is like my favorite kind of funny. I love nervous funny.
Okay, yeah. So that, I think that kind of wraps it all up here. Thanks for joining us today on the Rye 5. Add your 5 below, if you wish. And
I'd love to see like fans write like their own little top 5.
Their own 5 into it. If you would like to. Where can they find you at?
Corey the Curator here on the YouTubes. Also check out Snide Studios where we do the Snide Show live. It's a pretty cool little thing. Again, this shit's gonna grow.
All right, yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay snide, but stay Rye.